You smell delicious. Your meat must be tender, whispered the carnivorous alien girl. The docking bay of the Lagrange way station breathed fog from coolant vents and the slow lungs of the station. Jonas Hale stood with a thermal crate against his hip, chef, xenobiologist, reluctant diplomat, watching the shuttle's iris open. What stepped out was small only by the standards of her people. Kiva of Clan Yrh, an adult huntress whose silvered crest lay flat in caution. She turned toward Jonas, nostrils flaring, pupils widening to crescents. Her voice was a purr pulled across a blade. You smell delicious. Your meat must be tender, she whispered. Jonas didn't flinch. That's the rosemary. He lifted the crate. Lab-grown caprines seared. For the summit reception. You brought a kill. Kiva's long tongue touched a fong. And you do not show teeth when threatened. Curious. Because you aren't a threat, he said. You're a guest. Her crest rose a millimeter, skepticism he'd learned from the briefings. She followed him into the station's corridor, her taloned feet clicking like chopsticks on tile, posture coiled in the way of sprinters and ambush cats. The air tasted of ozone and fennel from the hydroponics farm. Behind reinforced glass, the curve of earth glowed like a cooling ember. In the galley, Jonas unpacked trays. Skewers swabbed with unfermented miso, smoked mushrooms blistered at the edges, the caprine in rosy medallions. Kiva stood at the threshold, the way a wild thing refuses doorways. He pretended not to watch her watching his throat. You're here to negotiate migratory corridors, Jonas said, plating with deliberate calm. If the Yrh ships can pass Terran space safely, our survey craft will get safe passage near your nurseries. Less accidental poaching. Fewer misunderstandings. Our kits learn by hunting. She said it like gravity. Hunger is our first counsel. My grandmother used to say hunger makes tyrants and saints, he replied. Eat with me. Kiva hesitated, then padded closer, nostrils quivering over the caprine steam. She leaned into it, deck lights painting her crest in pale blues. When he offered the first bite, she accepted without lowering her gaze. Dominance, no plea. The tendon in his wrist jumped when her breath warmed it. Flavor changed her posture. The crest trembled outward, eyes half shuttering. It is true meat, she said. But grown. Not earned. He nodded. Cultured, yes. No prey fear. No chase scars. Just cells nudged into something we can both eat. Both. She glanced at the human plates. Vegetables sizzled with garlic, a bowl of bitter greens glossed in oil. Her mouth twisted with amusement. You would starve on leaves. Why pretend you are not predator? We forget, Jonas said softly, that we still are. They ate in a silence made companionable by the work of teeth and breath. When she finished, he placed a small cup of cold brew beside her. It will smell like storm clouds and iron. She sniffed, smiled with fangs. Like a river before it drowns you. He laughed before he could help it. Her crest flicked in approval. Later he guided her through the habitat ring. Gravity at 3/4 made her stride graceful as a thrown knife. They passed observation blister A, Earth's lights like scattered salt, and entered training habitat 2. A forest's approximation, trunks of polymer-laced bamboo, floor littered with synth leaf and crushed pine. It was built for diplomatic demonstrations, a place where predators and prey could rehearse trust. Kiva moved under the folded canopy, becoming several kinds of shadow. Do you claim there is a hunt without blood? She asked from somewhere to his left. We call that dancing. It's still a hunt, Jonas said. He stepped over a fallen log to the control plinth and dialed the centimeters. Air shifted, blooming with petrichor, loam, a hint of musk, a scent mapping of wild to satisfy a creature who might otherwise map him. But the quarry is understanding. Kiva reappeared at his shoulder without a sound. Then let us hunt it, Jonas Hale. The emergency hit with the precision of an ill-timed joke. Sirens broke like glass. The ring shuddered. The forest hummed and flickered as lights died. Pressure warning strobes bounced red across Kiva's scales. Jonas' stomach dropped as the air thinned and the scent emitters hiccuped. The careful perfume of earth was gone, replaced by human. Salt skin, warm iron, fear. His fear rising like steam. Power compartment 13, he guessed, already running. Kiva followed because she was faster than the ground was stable. The corridor pitched them into semi-dark where a maintenance door had sheared its lock. Cold air knifed in. Jonas fumbled for the manual crank. Kiva grasped it first. Her claws bit metal. A long breath, too, and the door ground shut. In the silence that followed, Jonas heard a sound that translated past language. Kiva's breathing quickened into a cadence he knew from the briefing recordings. Prey scent, spike hunger, an edge you either master or it masters you. She looked at him and did not blink. You smell, she swallowed. The word came ragged. Very tender. Jonas kept his hands where she could see them. I trust you. Do you? Her tongue tasted the air. Crest rigid, tail tip shivering. She was a bow drawn fully and held there. Then come with me, he said and turned his back. He walked, slower than his terror wanted, toward the galley. Kiva followed at a measured prowl. Each step negotiated. At the hatch, he palmed the override. Emergency power had kissed the stove back to life. He opened the cold locker, retrieved the last tray of cultured caprine, and set it on the grill without seasoning, without flair, because time had narrowed to a hallway with a door that needed closing. The first hiss of fat rose like a hymn. Kiva inhaled sharply, then again, and the beast behind her eyes retreated by inches. Jonas didn't look up. He turned the meat. The aroma spread, rich, clean, decisively not human. When he finally offered her the plate, her hands shook once. Eat, he said. Kiva bent to the food with gratitude disguised as efficiency. Bite by bite, breath by breath, the trembling ceased. Her crest softened. Her eyes steadied. She finished and set the plate aside with ceremonial care. You turned, she whispered, and did not run. Hunger is our first counsel, he said, echoing her earlier words. But not our only. The crisis team arrived in a scatter of boots and clipped status codes. Power Partition 13 had spit a plasma fuse. No sabotage, only a station's old bones reminding everyone to age respectfully. By the time the lights returned, Kiva stood a step closer than necessary and a world away from the moment she could have made catastrophic. The summit reception proceeded that evening in the observation ring, Earth hanging like an heirloom. Kiva walked at Jonas' side, her crest draped in polished bands, a sign among the Wairarich, restraint as ornament. Delegates spoke in cautious arithmetic while trays moved through their negotiations, each bite a small treaty. Jonas poured Kiva another measure of the cold brew she'd called a drowning river. She sipped, considered, and faced the gathering. We will teach our kits that some prey must be spared, she said in the station's lingua. Not because it is strong, but because it is kin by the hunger we both choose to master. Agreement did not fall like a curtain. It arrived like sunrise. One light, then another, until the room was bright. Afterward they stood at Blister A, glass holding back the void. The planet's slow spin made the oceans drift in their heads. You didn't earn that meal, Kiva murmured, remembering the galley's hiss, the line between his back and her teeth. I earned your trust, he said. That's heavier. Her pupils thinned to knives, which he now understood could be a smile. Hunt well, Jonas Hale, she said, and offered her hand, palm up warrior style, asking not for dominance but for partnership. He placed his hand in hers. Through the glass, earth turned. Between their palms, two predators agreed to keep choosing the harder counsel.